Andrew has more drama on his hands, but what is it to do with this time? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Thank you for joining me today. And really, we're just giving you an update on the ongoing case, as you may know, of course, worldwide, featuring Maxwell, who's currently in court over in the United States. This isn't playing out, as you can imagine, too well over here in the United Kingdom. And it already centres on this particular revelation. Now, as we know, the Duke of York has vehemently denied any wrongdoing regarding anything to do with the Jeffrey Epstein saga. And we recently heard, of course, from his former wife, Sarah, Duchess of York, how she plans to stand by her man. Absolutely, that's her prerogative. I do like Sarah, as I've told you before. She's a good lady and obviously sees the good in people. But this also must be very testing and trying for her. But of course, it all centres on this particular picture as to why now the British monarchy over here are rather upset. This picture, of course, features Mr. Epstein and Maxwell pictured in the private royal lodge at Balmoral. Now, as you know, if you're an avid royal watcher like myself, that particular lodge is always seen as something of a private haven for Our Glorious Majesty the Queen. And you don't really see many other people pictured in that lodge other than senior members and, of course, associate members of the British monarchy. So for her, and of course other senior members of the British monarchy, to see two people not related to the British monarchy sat in it was something of a bombshell, let me tell you. Now, as ever, because of legal restraints, we can't go into too much detail as to how that particular picture was ascertained. What does it mean exactly also to how many times was Epstein and Ghislaine on royal property? We already know they visited Windsor. But of course it becomes rather more damaging for the Duke of York. He has to explain himself, and what we have been told now, just to update you, is he will not be part of the Christmas celebrations over at Sandringham this year. And apparently he will not be visiting the annual morning Christmas worship alongside Our Gracious Majesty the Queen and other senior members of the British Royals. Prince Andrew apparently plans to batten down and, of course, hopefully make sure he can clear his name in the early part of 2022. But with pictures like this and others set to come out, it's going to be a very testing time over this particular festive season for a once much loved royal. Neil Sean, London.